Clean eating doesn't mean expensive health shops or complicated labels. 10 genuinely clean foods are sitting in UK supermarkets right now. Steel cutouts, fresh spinach, tinned chickpeas, natural almonds, free-range eggs, frozen wild blueberries, plain Greek yogurt, sweet potatoes, quinoa, and tinned wild salmon. Minimal processing, real nutrients, ingredient lists you can actually understand. No additives, no marketing hype, just straightforward food that hasn't been engineered beyond recognition. Available everywhere. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 9. Tinned wild salmon. Tinned wild salmon provides complete protein and omega-3 fatty acids in minimally processed form that requires only catching, cooking, and canning without preservatives or additives beyond occasional salt. The clean eating qualification comes from ingredient list reading simply salmon or salmon and salt, with nothing artificial or unpronounceable, making it genuinely clean choice for people avoiding processed foods. The nutritional benefits include roughly 20 grams of protein per 100 gram serving, alongside substantial omega-3 content supporting cardiovascular health, reduced inflammation and brain function through EPA and DHA fatty acids. The wild designation matters because wild salmon feeds on natural diet, creating different fatty acid profile and avoiding antibiotics or other medications used in some farmed salmon operations, though both remain nutritious choices superior to most processed proteins. The practical availability in UK supermarkets is excellent, with tinned salmon at roughly 8 to 12 pounds per kilogram being affordable protein source requiring zero preparation and being shelf-stable for years, eliminating waste from fresh fish spoiling. The bone content in tinned salmon is edible and provides calcium often lacking in modern diets, with softened bones during canning process making them safe and nutritious to consume, though some people prefer removing them for texture preferences. The versatility allows eating straight from tin, mixing into salads, combining with eggs for protein-rich breakfast, or using in pasta dishes, making it practical ingredient for people with varying cooking skills and time availability. The myth about tinned fish being nutritionally inferior to fresh is false, because canning happens immediately after catching, preserving nutrients that degrade during transport and storage of fresh fish that may be days old when purchased. Consumer perception often views tinned salmon as lower-class alternative to fresh, despite being nutritionally equivalent or superior, whilst costing fraction of price and eliminating preparation barriers that prevent people cooking fresh fish. The sustainability varies, with wild salmon being environmentally preferable to some farmed operations, but requiring awareness of overfishing concerns, making certified sustainable options worth seeking when available and affordable. Coming in at number 8. Sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are whole vegetables requiring only growing and harvesting with no processing beyond washing and optional peeling, eaten in natural state, providing complex carbohydrates, fiber, and exceptional vitamin A content. The clean eating qualification is straightforward because sweet potatoes have single ingredient themselves, with no additives, preservatives, or processing required to make them safe and nutritious food. The nutritional profile provides complex carbohydrates that digest slowly, preventing blood sugar spikes, approximately 4 grams of fiber per medium potato, supporting digestive health, and over 400% of daily vitamin A requirements from beta-carotene. The vitamin A content is particularly impressive, with one medium sweet potato providing more than sufficient intake for eye health, immune function, and skin health, making them genuinely nutritious choice beyond just being unprocessed. The practical preparation involves simply washing, optionally peeling, and baking, roasting, or microwaving until soft, requiring minimal cooking skills whilst providing satisfying, filling meal component. The cost is affordable at roughly £1.50 to £2 per kilogram, making sweet potatoes economical carbohydrate source comparable to regular potatoes whilst providing superior vitamin and mineral content. The versatility allows using sweet potatoes for breakfast as base for eggs, lunch as side dish or salad component, or dinner as carbohydrate serving, making them useful throughout day rather than limited single meal ingredient. The myth about sweet potatoes being high glycemic food that spikes blood sugar is exaggerated, because whilst they contain carbohydrates, the fiber content and complex starch structure means they digest more slowly than refined carbohydrates like white bread or sugary cereals. Consumer confusion exists between sweet potatoes and yams, with these being different vegetables, though in UK context sweet potatoes are what's sold and yams are rarely available, making the distinction largely irrelevant for practical shopping purposes. The storage consideration is that sweet potatoes last weeks when stored in cool, dark place, but shouldn't be refrigerated as cold temperatures affect flavor and texture, making them practical vegetable for reducing food waste through long shelf life. Coming at number 7, plain Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt provides concentrated protein through straining process, removing liquid whey, with ingredient list reading simply milk and live cultures, making it genuinely clean choice, avoiding additives common in flavored varieties. The clean eating qualification requires choosing unflavored versions because flavored Greek yogurts contain added sugars and often thickeners, stabilizers, and artificial flavors, negating the clean simplicity of natural yogurt. The nutrition
nutritional profile delivers approximately 10 grams of protein per 100 grams, supporting muscle maintenance and satiety, alongside calcium for bone health and beneficial bacteria supporting gut microbiome when labeled as containing live cultures. The probiotic content provides digestive health benefits and potentially support immune function, though specific effects depend on bacterial strains present and individual gut environments, making benefits variable but generally positive. The practical reality is that plain Greek yogurt requires adding your own fruit, honey or nuts for sweetness, taking 30 seconds of effort whilst allowing you to control sugar content, unlike pre-sweetened varieties containing dessert-level sugar. The cost varies from budget options at roughly £3 per kilogram to premium brands at £6, with nutritional differences being minimal, making own-brand Greek yogurt perfectly adequate for clean eating purposes. The fat content choice between full-fat and low-fat Greek yogurt comes down to personal preference and calorie needs, with emerging research suggesting full-fat dairy may support better weight management through increased satiety despite higher calories. The myth about yogurt needing to be low-fat to be healthy has been thoroughly debunked, with full-fat versions providing better satiety and potentially supporting improved metabolic health compared to low-fat alternatives people overeat due to insufficient satisfaction. Consumer behavior shows people buying flavored Greek yogurt, believing it's healthy, whilst consuming products with sugar content rivaling desserts, being deceived by health halo around yogurt category despite processing and additives making flavored versions fail clean eating standards. The versatility allows using Greek yogurt for breakfast, as a snack, in smoothies, or as cooking ingredient replacing sour cream or mayonnaise in various recipes.
Coming in at number 6, free-range eggs. Free-range eggs provide complete protein in a natural package with minimal processing beyond collection and washing, having an ingredient list of simply egg, making them a quintessential clean eating choice. The clean eating qualification is inherent because eggs are a single ingredient whole food requiring no additives, preservatives or processing to be safe and nutritious, eaten exactly as produced by hens. The nutritional profile includes approximately 6 grams of complete protein per egg, containing all essential amino acids alongside vitamins A, D, E and B12, plus choline supporting brain health and various minerals. The free-range designation indicates hens had outdoor access, creating arguably more natural production method, though nutritional differences from standard eggs are minimal, with choice being more about ethics and animal welfare than dramatic nutritional superiority. The practical preparation ranges from simple boiling, requiring no cooking skill, to scrambled or poached versions taking 5 minutes, making eggs accessible for people with varying abilities and time constraints. The cost represents exceptional value, with free-range eggs at roughly 25 pence each, providing high-quality protein cheaper than meat or fish, whilst being more nutritious than processed breakfast alternatives like cereals or pastries. The cholesterol content that led to decades of restriction recommendations has been reconsidered, with current evidence showing dietary cholesterol minimally impacts blood cholesterol for most people, making eggs safe for regular consumption. The myth about raw eggs being necessary for maximum nutrition is false and potentially dangerous, with cooked eggs providing equivalent nutrition whilst eliminating salmonella risk that raw consumption creates. Consumer confusion persists about egg safety, with some avoiding runny yolks unnecessarily, though British Lion-stamped eggs are safe for all populations, including pregnant women, when cooked to personal preference. The versatility makes eggs suitable for any meal, from breakfast scrambles to lunch salads to dinner frittatas, being one of most useful clean ingredients for varied meal planning. The storage simplicity of eggs lasting weeks when refrigerated makes them practical protein source, reducing food waste compared to fresh meats or fish requiring consumption within days of purchase. Coming at number 5, frozen wild blueberries. Frozen wild blueberries provide antioxidants and vitamins in minimally processed form that involves simply harvesting and flash freezing with nothing added, making them a genuinely clean choice, avoiding preservatives or additives. The clean eating qualification comes from frozen berries having single ingredient, blueberries, with freezing being preservation method rather than processing that alters food's fundamental nature or adds chemicals. The nutritional benefits include antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, that provide cellular protection and may support cognitive function, with wild blueberries containing higher antioxidant levels than cultivated varieties due to harsher growing conditions creating protective compounds. The fiber content at approximately 2 grams per 100 grams supports digestive health whilst being naturally low in sugar compared to many fruits, making blueberries excellent choice for people monitoring carbohydrate intake. The practical advantage of frozen over fresh is consistent year-round availability at stable prices around £3 per kilogram versus fresh blueberries reaching £8 per kilogram outside summer months, whilst being less nutritious due to transport time. The nutritional preservation through flash freezing happens immediately after harvesting, capturing nutrients at peak ripeness, whilst fresh berries lose vitamin content during days of transport and storage before reaching consumers. The convenience factor makes frozen blueberries perfect for smoothies, adding to porridge, or defrosting for eating fresh, requiring zero preparation whilst being shelf-stable for months, eliminating waste from fresh berries spoiling. The myth about frozen produce being nutritionally inferior to fresh is comprehensively false, with frozen fruits and vegetables often containing more nutrients than fresh versions that have degraded during extended storage and transport.
Consumer resistance to frozen produce stems from perception rather than reality, with people viewing fresh as superior despite frozen being more practical, economical, and often more nutritious option for consistent consumption. The wild designation indicates smaller berries with more intense flavor and higher antioxidant content than cultivated varieties, though both remain nutritious choices, with wild being marginally superior when available at reasonable prices. The versatility allows both sweet applications in breakfast or desserts and savory uses in salads or sauces, making blueberries useful ingredient beyond single-purpose limitation.
Coming at number 4, natural almonds. Natural almonds provide healthy fats, protein, fiber, and vitamin E in minimally processed form, requiring only harvesting, shelling, and optional roasting, with no additives necessary for shelf-stable nutritious snack. The clean eating qualification requires choosing raw or dry roasted almonds without added oils, salt, or flavorings, with ingredient list reading simply almonds, making them genuinely unprocessed whole food. The nutritional profile includes approximately 6 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber per 30 gram serving, alongside healthy monounsaturated fat supporting cardiovascular health and vitamin E providing antioxidant protection. The vitamin E content, at roughly 40% of daily requirements per serving, makes almonds an excellent source of this nutrient, often lacking in modern diets, supporting immune function and skin health. The practical reality is that almonds work as portable snack, requiring zero preparation, making them perfect for people claiming they eat poorly due to time constraints, when actually nutritious options exist requiring no cooking. The cost, at roughly £6 per kilogram, makes 30-gram serving cost approximately 18 pence, representing reasonable investment in nutrition when compared to processed snacks costing similar amounts whilst providing inferior nutritional value. The portion control becomes crucial because almonds are calorie-dense at 180 calories per 30 grams, making mindless eating from large container a risk for overconsumption, undermining health goals despite nutritional benefits. The myth about needing activated almonds through soaking and dehydrating for optimal nutrition is largely marketing with minimal scientific support, with regular almonds providing equivalent nutritional value without time-consuming preparation. Consumer confusion about nuts causing weight gain ignores research showing regular nut consumers having lower obesity rates than non-consumers, likely through satiety effects preventing overconsumption of less nutritious foods. The versatility allows eating almonds alone as a snack, adding to porridge or yogurt for breakfast, or incorporating into salads and cooking, making them useful ingredient throughout day. The environmental consideration favors almonds grown in Mediterranean regions over California production that requires substantial irrigation in drought-prone areas, though both remain nutritious, clean choices when sourced responsibly. Coming in at number 3, tinned chickpeas. Tinned chickpeas provide plant protein and fiber in minimally processed form involving cooking and canning, with no preservatives required beyond optional salt, having ingredient list reading chickpeas, water, and sometimes salt. The clean eating qualification comes from chickpeas being whole legumes processed minimally to make them shelf-stable and ready to eat, with no chemical additives or artificial ingredients required. The nutritional profile includes approximately 8 grams of protein and 7 grams of fiber per 150 grams serving, supporting muscle maintenance and digestive health whilst promoting satiety that prevents overeating. The complex carbohydrates digest slowly, preventing blood sugar spikes that refined carbohydrates create, making chickpeas an excellent choice for people managing blood sugar or seeking sustained energy through day. The practical convenience of tinned chickpeas eliminates soaking and cooking time required for dried versions, making them instantly usable ingredient for people lacking time or planning skills to prepare dried legumes. The cost is remarkably affordable at roughly £1 per can, providing substantial protein and fiber for minimal money, making chickpeas economical, clean eating choice for budget-conscious families. The versatility allows using chickpeas in salads, roasting for crunchy snack, blending into hummus, adding to curries, or incorporating into countless recipes from various cuisines. The myth about tinned legumes being nutritionally inferior to dried versions is false, because canning preserves nutrients effectively whilst making legumes accessible to people who wouldn't otherwise consume them due to preparation barriers. Consumer resistance often stems from unfamiliarity with preparing legumes rather than actual taste objections, with people who actually try chickpeas generally finding them acceptable and incorporating them regularly once initial hesitation is overcome. The environmental benefits of plant proteins like chickpeas include lower resource requirements than animal proteins, supporting sustainable eating patterns for people concerned about environmental impact. The preparation simplicity involves merely draining and rinsing to remove excess sodium, then adding to meals, taking 30 seconds whilst providing substantial nutrition. Coming at number 2, fresh spinach. Fresh spinach provides vitamins, minerals, and beneficial plant compounds in whole food form, requiring only growing, harvesting, and washing, with absolutely no processing beyond making it safe for consumption. The clean eating qualification is inherent because spinach is single ingredient in its natural state, with bagged varieties containing only spinach and nothing else, making it quintessential clean choice. The nutritional density is exceptional, with spinach providing substantial vitamin K for bone health, vitamin A for vision and immune function, folate for cell division, and iron for oxygen transport, all whilst being extremely low in calories. The nitrate content converts to nitric oxide in body, supporting vascular health and blood pressure regulation, with research showing regular leafy green consumption reduces hypertension as effectively as some medications. The practical preparation ranges from eating raw in salads requiring zero cooking to wilting into pasta or eggs taking 2 minutes, making spinach accessible for varying skill levels and time availability. The cost is affordable, particularly for bagged spinach at roughly £4 per kilogram, providing concentrated nutrition for minimal money whilst being more convenient than loose spinach requiring extensive washing. The frozen option provides even better value at roughly £2 per kilogram, whilst being nutritionally equivalent or superior to fresh spinach that has degraded during transport and storage. The myth about spinach being exceptional iron source was exaggerated through decimal point error in historical research, though spinach still provides useful iron alongside other nutrients, making it valuable vegetable regardless. Consumer resistance to leafy greens often results from poor preparation, creating bitter or slimy results, whilst proper cooking with complementary flavors like garlic or lemon makes spinach genuinely enjoyable. The versatility allows using spinach in smoothies, salads, as cooked side dish, wilted into various meals, or incorporated into eggs, making it useful throughout day.
Coming in at number 1, steel-cut oats. Steel-cut oats are whole oat groats chopped into pieces with nothing added or removed, representing minimally processed whole grain in its most natural edible form beyond harvesting and cutting. The clean eating qualification is perfect because steel-cut oats have single ingredient, oats, with no additives, preservatives, or processing beyond mechanical cutting, making them edible whilst preserving complete nutritional profile. The nutritional benefits include beta-glucan soluble fiber that lowers LDL cholesterol by 5 to 10% through binding bile acids, with this effect being substantial enough that health authorities approve specific cardiovascular claims about oats. The protein content, at approximately 5 grams per 50 gram serving, combines with complex carbohydrates, providing sustained energy release that prevents blood sugar crashes and mid-morning hunger common with refined breakfast options. The mineral content includes manganese, phosphorus, magnesium, and iron, supporting various bodily functions from bone health to energy metabolism, making oats nutritionally complete beyond just being unprocessed. The practical preparation requires 20 to 30 minutes of cooking compared to instant oats taking 3 minutes, though superior texture and slower digestion make time investment worthwhile for people prioritizing minimal processing. The cost is exceptionally affordable at roughly £2 per kilogram, making steel-cut oats among cheapest clean eating options, whilst providing superior nutrition to processed alternatives costing substantially more. The versatility allows both sweet preparations with fruit and nuts or savory versions with eggs and vegetables, preventing boredom from repetitive breakfast whilst maintaining clean eating principles. The myth about steel-cut oats being dramatically superior to rolled oats is exaggerated, because whilst steel-cut digests slightly slower, rolled oats retain complete nutrition and require less cooking time, making them an acceptable alternative. Consumer tendency is buying steel-cut oats with good intentions, then reverting to instant versions due to time constraints, making realistic assessment of morning schedule important before committing to longer cooking times. The batch cooking solution involves preparing large quantity on weekend, then reheating portions throughout the week, providing steel-cut oat benefits whilst eliminating daily cooking time that discourages consistent consumption. The 2 best overall, definitively best clean eating choices available in UK stores are steel-cut oats and free-range eggs based on minimal processing, nutritional completeness, affordability, and practical accessibility. Steel-cut oats win through being cheapest genuinely clean food at roughly 10 pence per serving, having single ingredient with zero processing beyond mechanical cutting, providing cholesterol-lowering fiber backed by robust research, and offering sustained energy, preventing hunger that leads to poor food choices. The practical reality is that oats store indefinitely, require no refrigeration, and can be batch cooked for convenience, making them a sustainable, clean eating foundation for anyone regardless of budget or cooking skills. The nutritional profile provides complex carbohydrates, protein, fiber, and various minerals, creating balanced breakfast, supporting health through simple, unprocessed whole grain. Free-range eggs earn top position through being single-ingredient whole food, requiring zero processing beyond collection,
providing complete protein at 25 pence per egg, delivering essential nutrients, including hard-to-obtain vitamin D and choline, and requiring minimal cooking skills for nutritious meals. The versatility means eggs work for any meal throughout day, accommodating varied taste preferences and meal patterns, whilst maintaining clean eating principles through inherent lack of processing. The combination of oats and eggs creates nearly complete nutritional foundation.
Final thoughts. Clean eating succeeds through focusing on few genuinely unprocessed foods rather than obsessing over extensive lists, creating decision fatigue and abandoned intentions. The 10 foods covered represent accessible options in every UK supermarket without requiring specialty stores or excessive budgets that exclude most people from participating. The practical approach involves incorporating 3 to 5 of these foods into regular rotation rather than attempting to use all 10 daily, with consistency mattering more than variety for establishing sustainable patterns. The ingredient list rule simplifies clean eating dramatically because foods with single ingredient or minimal recognizable ingredients are inherently clean, whilst products requiring chemistry degree to understand ingredient list fail clean eating standards regardless of marketing claims. The cost awareness matters because clean eating shouldn't require financial stress, with budget-friendly combinations like oats, eggs, chickpeas, and frozen vegetables providing excellent nutrition for minimal money. The perfection trap destroys clean eating efforts when people abandon entire approach after single non-clean meal, whilst realistic expectation that most meals being clean whilst allowing occasional flexibility creates sustainable long-term pattern. The marketing resistance becomes crucial because food industry profits from confusion, making genuinely clean whole foods whilst marketing heavily processed products as clean, natural, or healthy despite containing additives and processing. The actionable step is choosing 3 foods from this list during next shopping trip, using them consistently for 2 weeks to establish habit before expanding to additional clean options. Your food choices accumulate over months and years, creating health outcomes, making consistent incorporation of genuinely clean, unprocessed foods more impactful than occasional perfect clean eating day surrounded by processed food consumption.